Hello and welcome to Thursday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic and the return to the channel of an old favourite of ours, Florian Wortmann, and a puzzle called Colorado 8. I have no idea why it's called Colorado 8, but I can tell you this has been recommended to us a bunch of times and it is supposed to be approachable, although I have to say I'm slightly surprised about that because they're XV puzzles. They can be tricky. But this has 2 stars out of 5 for difficulty on Logic Masters and some absolutely wonderful comments. So I'm sure Florian has done the business for us and this will be super duper. I'll read you the rules in just a moment or two. I've got one birthday to do today, which is to two of our avid viewers, I'm told, who live down there in Sydney, Australia. So Avery and Skylar, who are twins. Thank you so much for watching, and we hope obviously that you have an absolutely brilliant day today with lots of chocolate cake. I'm just thinking actually, are we going to be we might be a day late for you guys because I think today is your birthday in our time zone, but then Australia is so far in the future that perhaps we might be late. I'm sorry if we are, but I hope you both had a brilliant day, obviously, yesterday for you. Yeah, and the other shout out I want to do today is to my little nephew, Ruben. Now, Ruben is a super gifted young chap, 6 years old, absolutely fascinating mind, and has just started getting into Sudoku, and the Sudoku world had better watch out because Ruben is coming for it. My sister Suze sent me a video of Ruben having solved an awful lot of Sudokus very, very quickly, it seems. So Ru, I'm delighted to see you getting into this new hobby. Keep watching, what do you call us? Cracking the Cryptic. Keep watching Cracking the Cryptic, and I am so proud of you. So well done to you. And then what else do I need to tell you about? We've got over on Patreon. It's sort of over now. The competition is sort of over, but I think we're still going to be reading out. We're going to be reading out planetary facts for a bit longer. So this was the Planet Suite was our Sudoku hunt for June. We have something very special coming up for you in July, which I suppose is not too far away. But I'm going to read the planetary facts, plural, from Samuel Harrison today. Actually, Samuel, this was the first hunt he had completed on Patreon. Thank you very much for your email, Samuel. It means a lot to get feedback like that. And the 2 facts that Samuel shared was that Jupiter takes up only 0.1% of all the matter in the solar system. All of the other planets combined take up 0.05% of the matter in the solar system, which you can guess means that the Sun consumes 99.85% of all matter in the solar system, which gives you an idea of just how big the Sun is. And the other fact, which I rather liked, that Samuel shared with us, was that in the time it took from Pluto's discovery to when it had its planetary status revoked, Pluto had not even managed to revolve once around the Sun, which is, I think, quite a cool one as well. Anyway, that said and done, let's have a look at Colorado 8 and see what Florian's got in store for us. The rules are fairly straightforward. There's one rinky-dink, but they're fairly straightforward, and these are those rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply, so that means we've got to put the numbers 1 to 9 in each row, in each column, and in each 3x3 box. Cells connected by an X contain digits summing to 10. So let's find a straightforward one of those. Those 2 digits must sum to 10, so they could be something like 1, 9, or 4, 6. That would work. Cells connected by a V contain digits summing to 5. So these 2, they could be 1, 4, or 2, 3 in some order. Not all possible X's and V's are given, so it would be perfectly possible for this to be a 2-3 pair, for example. Those 2 squares add up to 5, but they don't have to have a V between them. We just know the ones that do have a V between them definitely do sum to 5, and the ones having X definitely do sum to 10. Now, the clue outside the grid, this is the only slightly complicated complicated thing. This is an X sums clue. So the clue outside the grid gives the sum of the first X cells in the corresponding column, where X is the digit in the cell nearest to the clue. So let's make that a 7 for a moment. What that's telling us is that the first 7 cells in this column have to sum up to 37. And then we could do a little bit of maths actually with a secret, but we might have to do that later. So I won't pollute the instructions with actual solving. But imagine this was a 6, then we were saying the first 6 cells sum to 37. And I won't do more than that because there's definitely something odd going on in that column. Anyway, do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now I get to play. Let's get cracking. I shall put my fingers on the keyboard. And I am very, very tempted to colour this immediately. But I'm just thinking, like, for example, I know there are only 4 digits that can be placed on V clues. 1, 2, 3 and 4. So those cells have all got to be low. Ooh, actually, hang on a minute. What we might want to do is to distinguish between V's. Actually, I've changed my mind already. Because I'm seeing that this V, whatever this is, imagine that was a 1-4 pair. Well, then this V would have to be a 2-3 pair, which would make this V have to be a 1-4 pair. So I can immediately see that there's a way, look, we can start to disambiguate the colours of our V's. Yes. Okay, so now, whatever the green V is, 2 of its cells are in these cells by Sudoku. Well, if we put both of the green cells there, they wouldn't add up to 10. So one of them at least is on this V, which means the other must be on this V. Okay, are we now going to... Oh, no, there's another V there. That's got to be a blue V. A blue V. That sounds like quite a... Oh, that's a blue V, because it can't be a green V. Because if this was a green V, that cell couldn't exist. So that's got to be a blue V. Which I guess means this is a green V, because that cell cannot be either of the blue numbers. So that's got to be a green V, which means this is a blue V. Yes, this is definitely, I think, the way to approach this puzzle. Yeah, look at that one. That can't be a green V anymore because it would rule out its column. So that's got to be a blue V. Have I done all of the V's? I have a feeling I might have done. Yeah, okay. I'm not very surprised by what I'm about to tell you. But I now suspect, yeah, I think we're going to have to colour some more. So, for example, what I'm seeing here is this V is connected on both sides by an X, look. So these digits are sort of the complements, if we can call them that, of the low digits in a blue V. So what I'm wondering is whether I need to label these digits as maybe blue and then distinguish between the types of something like that. Would that be legitimate? No. Okay, I will do that, but I'll take the blue flash out of these 2 squares. So what I'm saying here is that there is a digit on a blue V domino that has a yellow flash, and the digit with that digit that will add up to 10 is going to be yellow. And I'm hoping that we'll be able to propagate this. Yeah, you see, we can immediately start to do some interesting things. So the first interesting thing I'm seeing is where does this yellow digit go in box 5? And the answer is in one of those 2 cells. I don't know which one, but it's definitely in one of those 2. So what's this square? Well, that is one of these complement digits. It's either orange or yellow because it's connected from a V domino that's blue. Now it can't be yellow, so that square is just forced to be orange, which means that square is forced to be yellow. Yeah, and this is, I think, the way we're going to have to progress this. It's going to be a colouring festival. Now, it's actually going to get very interesting as well from, yeah, never talk to me at parties. Never talk to me at parties. But I'm seeing all sorts of things, like this X. If you think about the nature of an X domino, it's always got a low digit, a 1, 2, 3 or 4, and a high digit, a 6, 7, 8 or 9. But we know that the low digit on there has to be green because it can't be blue. So one of these digits is definitely a green domino digit. So I think we're going to have to do the same sort of thing. I might do it from there, look. Let's make that purple. So, right, yes, because that in effect, therefore, becomes a sort of a purpley green digit, doesn't it? Because imagine that was a 6. This would be a 4, but then that would be a 4. So those digits are the same. So we need to have a flash for the other green digit. Should we use grey or should we use red? Maybe. Maybe we'll use red as a treat. Right. So now I want to look at this domino, which must have a green V digit on it, and that green V digit now must be that colour. So we know, therefore, that it's that sort of domino. We don't know which is the pure purple digit yet, but we know it's that sort of domino, which means that one is that sort of domino. Now, this square simply is not allowed to be green. So it's a blue digit, but it's not a low blue digit. So that digit is either yellow or orange, and this is a blue digit, but we don't know which flash it is yet. If we could do that one, we would know. What about, oh, look. Oh, hang on. Yeah, we should use this, shouldn't we? Because this is clearly, it's clearly in the red pairing, but that's the low red. So this must be the high red, which means this must be the high red, which means this is the low red. So these two are a pair now. We've got red down here somewhere. Yeah, and okay, let's look at, if we look at the carefully, where is the green red digit in this box? And the answer is in one of these two squares. We don't know which one. But what's therefore the colour of this X? Well, it can't have a green purple or a green red, which is in there. So it must have a blue digit on it. It's a blue of some nature. What were the colours for blue? Okay, yellow as well. So we're going to have to get these somehow. Oh, we do know what that one is because we worked out this colour. So we know that one is the yellow one, which means that, we don't know. We don't know. Bobbins. Okay. No, let's not, because we can't assume that this isn't a blue-yellow domino, because this could be blue-yellow and that could be pure yellow, and that would work. So we're going to have to be a little bit careful now. Right, what about... no, I don't have anything, actually. I was about to... Can we colour this one? Or this one? Or... We've actually used a lot of these clues already, haven't we? This one is different from this one. This is clearly green in some form or another. Maybe I have to somehow record that. It's something, it's got like a lot of different colours on it, this one. But it's taking up... That, okay. I know that's a low digit. Sorry, no, I'm just not quite seeing the next step yet. Let me just try and figure this out for us. Can we colour this, either of these V's? Hang on, that's yellow, is it? Or why haven't I coloured this one? I should have coloured that one. That should be orange. So this X up here. Ah, yeah, then now I can do this one. Oh, this is crucial. Because that... Oh, actually, hang on, I'm wrong. Well, I know this isn't blue-yellow. That's definitely true. And I know... Yeah, hang on. No, I am right. This I want this to be blue-orange as a pair. That must be right, mustn't it? Because this, if it was a blue-yellow X, so one of those, this square couldn't exist. And if it's any sort of green, it couldn't exist because neither of the low green digits can go on it. So it is blue. It's blue-orange, and the blue-orange low digit has to go there, which makes that pure orange. Now, is that good? Yes. Oh, it is actually. Because where... Oh no, or is it? No, that colour's misled me. Oh, bobbins. Alright, but we can colour that. That's got to be orange. That's got to be yellow. But I don't think we know what this is still. One of these squares I've just noticed has to be a 5. Oh, you know, maybe that's... Oh dear, I had a horrible thought. Maybe that's the point of the puzzle. Because obviously something I could have said right at the start is an X and a V domino cannot ever have a 5 on them. Because the V would have to have a 5, 0 and the X would have to have double 5, which won't work. Now... I'm not actually seeing immediately anything I can do with that knowledge about 5s. I think there is a 5 in one of those 3 squares, but that seems just asking where the 5 goes in row 6, but that doesn't seem to be an amazing deduction. Okay, so how shall we do this then? Let's think about it. Now, that square is green-red. So that square is green-purple, just by colouring. Which means this square is green-red, which means this square is green-purple, which means this square is green-purple. So now, it's very close. Well, actually, if that's... Yeah, no, this is obvious, actually, isn't it? That's now green-red, that's green-purple, so that's got to actually be red. Now, can we take that forward? Yes. By Sudoku, that is actually red now. 5 is in one of these 2 squares in this box. And the digit we've not put in is purple, believe it or not. So this is sort of a purple 5 pair. But does that mean we know this digit? That's yellow by Sudoku. We've not put yellow into this column. And that means, look, where does yellow go in this box? Well, it's not here anymore. Which means this is orange, and yellow has to be at the top, which makes this not 5. So this is a total festival of colouring. 5 is now in one of these squares, along with... Ah, okay, so now we know, in fact, that's purple as well. I was wondering why we had 2 of those, but this X domino has to have a low digit on it, which can't be this one. So we could have got that before, but we've not put red into this row, so this is a red-white, sorry, it's a 5 red combination. Now if that's orange, which I think we proved because we made that yellow, then this is not yellow anymore, is it? Oh, yeah, okay, and this being yellow means that this can't be blue and yellow, so this is blue and orange. But we don't know which is the low one yet. I don't think, anyway. We now know. This is useful. Okay, so what's the nature of this? You can see that this domino here, it can't be blue orange. That would break this cell. So this X is not the same as this. Now, this is a low blue yellow digit, so that rules out this being a blue yellow X. Which means it is a green X. It's definitely green. And it's whatever this one isn't. Ah, but now we've got that as being purple somehow. So we know that one is blue-red, and this is blue-purple. Not green, sorry, this is green-red, and this is green-purple. I'm mixing up the colours in my mind. That's not going to be, and in my speech, which is not going to help anybody. Okay, so... Can we... Yes. Okay, so now we know this one. We know that one, look, by Sudoku. So this has got to be the yellow digit. Just, I think we're nearly there. We've virtually coloured everything. Everything that's on an X or a V. Yellow. Yes. That's got to be just plain old yellow now. So there's a plain old yellow down here somewhere. And... okay, so where does that digit go in this box? So this is the low red-green digit. Well, it's in that pair as well. So it's forced into that square. So that's low red-green, and that's really crucial. Because now this must be low red-green, and this must be low red-purple, which means that these two are the same, because we know that there is a low purple on here, which must now be this one, which means this is pure purple. And the pureness of purple tells us there's pure purple in one of those squares, so pure purple in one of these squares, and it can't be there. So that's pure purple, which means that's not pure purple, which means that can only be 5, and that's pure purple. I mean, this is... I fully appreciate, if you're trying to watch this and follow this, it must be difficult, because there's a lot of colouring trickery going on, but it's quite exciting, because I think we're getting there. Slowly but surely we're eking out a solution. Now, what about that digit then? Well, that digit seems to have to go there by Sudoku. That's the low blue-yellow. So 5 is in one of those two squares, so 5 is in one of these two squares, and the digit we've not put in here is pure purple. So that one of those is pure purple, but we don't seem to know which one. We know that's 5 and red, so one of these is 5 and purple. Oh, the 5 here's done that. Hang on, we can do 5, so this might be big, because now that is not 5, which means I think it's going to be purple. Hang on, let me just get rid of the colour. Yeah, because purple is the colour we've not put in there, which means this is not purple, so that's purple. And the only question is, what's this digit, which we should know? And the answer is, I want to say blue-yellow. I was going to say, no, we've got that. What on earth have we missed out? Orange. It's just plain old orange, isn't it? Should have seen that more quickly, but didn't. Okay, so most of the colouring's done in the top 3 rows. We've got an ambiguity here. This is a red 5 pair. Red 5 standing by. And okay, almost everything else is done. This column is very nearly done. I mean, we can't disambiguate this, I don't think. But the column's logic seems to suggest this square is either a 5 or a yellow. It's the sort of complement of this. What about this column? Because we've actually done a lot of this column. We've not put in blue-yellow. We can't put that in, I don't think. And we've not put in pure purple. Yes, where does pure purple go in this column? Not there. So that's pure purple, which means this is blue-yellow. So now if we look at this row, we know one of those is 5 and one of those is pure orange, and it's not, so we can get the pure orange look. That's got to be here, which means that's not 5, which means that is 5, which means 5 is in a domino in box 9. Along with, can we work out what it is? That one, I think. That's not going to be the greatest pencil marking ever, is it? It's going to be that. with a white flash. So one of these is 5, one of these is the low green-red digit. Okay, but and we know these digits, but presumably not the order. Nah. These bottom 3 rows actually are tricky. I can't see how we're going to ever learn their nature. We really could do with disambiguating this. Oh, purple. Can we get purple in this box? Yes, purple goes in the corner. So we actually know, therefore, that this is not a 3 in the corner. That can't be a 3 in the corner. That one could be, because it's low. And that one could be if it's not 5. So we have 2 opportunities left for a 3 in the corner. This is pure yellow and a 5. So these squares are both red greens and something else. Is it orange? Yeah, it is. Orange and both red greens. I don't see how we do that. It's getting a bit scary, this, actually. What am I missing? I don't think I can... Oh, actually, no, I can do that, can't I? Oh, that's very clever. Oh, I say, that's a treat. Right. Right, we have to use this clue. Oh, that's very clever. I love that. The reason I love that is that as I was doing the example, I was noticing there was some restrictions based on this 37 clue to do with the secret, which is something I only tell my favourite people, but if you're still with me, I'm definitely going to share it with you. Now, the secret is, don't just keep this to yourself, any complete row, any complete column, and any complete box of a Sudoku, by the rules of Sudoku, contain the digits 1 to 9 once each. And therefore we know the sum of those digits, because the sum of the digits 1 to 9 is 45. So this column sums all together to 45. Now, if this was an 8, therefore, how would that work? Because that would be telling us those first 8 cells in the column sum to 37, and this digit sums to 45 minus 37, which is another 8. So you can't put this as an 8. But you also can't put this as a 5. Because, or indeed anything other than 6 or 7. If you put this as a 5, you're saying that 5 digits in Sudoku are capable of adding to 37. Well, the maximum 5 different Sudoku digits can add up to is 35, with 9, 8, 7, 6 and 5. So this is 6 or 7. And the reason I think this is cool is that what do we know about 6 and 7 in this puzzle from a colouring perspective? Well, we know it's a complete colour. You know, it's either yellow, orange, purple or red. Well, it's not red because red's over there. It's not purple because purple's there. It's not orange. So it is yellow by the force of Sudoku, if you see what I mean. And if that's yellow, that is not yellow. So that is forced to be 5. And this is now forced to be yellow because it was either complete yellow colour or it was 5. So it is now just complete yellow, which means that is not complete yellow. And we might be able to do more, though. I'm not sure. I'm going to let me just think about. Yes, 5 goes here. So 5 goes here. And that, look, does some more colouring over on this side of the grid. So that's lovely. That's 5, so that loses its colour. That forces this now to be the low digit, which is good in terms of whether we might get a 3 in the corner. Yeah, we've got these 2 5s unresolved. 6. Yeah, okay. Oh, it is possible as well. Look at that. Okay, if this was 6, we'd be saying those 6 cells add up to 37, which means these 3 cells sum up to 8. But that would require them all to be quite low digits. But look, they could be. Those two are low, and that could be low. If that's 7, we'd be saying these two digits, have to sum up to, that's 7. These two digits have to sum up to 8 using the secret. And they couldn't be 1, 7. And they couldn't be... They couldn't be anything. This is absolutely beautiful. If that's a 7, the thing to realise now is that that's making yellow 7. So that's 7. So that's 3, and that's 2. Just by the mathematics of the x's and v's. How do you now make that domino add up to 8, which is what it would need to add up to? It can't be 1, 7, 2, 6, or 3, 5. It just doesn't work. That is gorgeous. That is absolutely gorgeous. So this is 6. Yellow is 6 wherever it occurs. And that means that we know the complement of yellow is 4. So we can just fill these in. 4s go into the grid all over the place. We now know orange is 1, which means that pure orange is 9. 1, 1, 1, 9. This is a 1, 9 pair. This is pure 9. This is 1. That's 9. Okay. Now look at these two squares, which have to add up to 8. Well, and they now have to add up to 7. But they don't use 3, 4, and they're not 1, 6. So this is 2, 5, and the only place 5 can go is at the top. So that's 5, and that gives us the polarity or the nature of that square, which is now 2, 8. I think this has done it. I actually think this has done it. We now know that purple is 7 wherever that occurs. 7, 7, 7, 3, 3. Oh, I've just realised we're not getting a 3 in the corner. Oh, bobbins, never mind. 2, 8, 8, 2. I haven't been really thinking about what's going on at the top. I can see that's got to be an 8. That's got to lose its colour. That's got to gain that sort of flashing. 9 goes here, doesn't it? So purple is 7, 7, 3, 2. So this is a 2, 8 pair. Don't know if we can do that. We probably can somehow, but I don't know how immediately. That's got to be a 3. That's a 3. So these squares are 2, 8, 9. These squares are 5. Oh, we know where the 5 goes now. And we need to put 8 in it. 8 is the red digit. So this column has not got a 4, I think. Is that right? Which is blue. Yes. That's blue, yellow. So this is blue, yellow. And that's got to be 4. This column needs 8 and 6, which we can do. That's 6, that's 8. That's 8, that's 2, that's 8. This is 2, 9. Yeah, that's done. 2, 9, 9, 1. 1 goes here. 9 goes here. We're chopping and changing a bit here to get this finished, but I think we're very close now. We've got 1 cell left, in fact that's a 4, and all that's left is to complete our colouring. So all of those need to be reds, all of these need to be oranges, all of these need to be red, and that one, and we should be able to do. 6, this 6 hasn't got a colour, it needs to be yellow. Isn't that beautiful? What a beautiful puzzle. I hope I haven't left out some colouring that was going to make people cross with me. Let's click tick. Fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. Colorado 8. Don't know why it's called that still. I have fond memories of Colorado and the Rocky Mountains, and also now of this puzzle. Florian, thank you very much. Loved it. Let me know in the comments how you got on with it. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind, and we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.